So, Minister Vaz, your initial response to the Auditor General's report on Starlink was one of complete rejection. This morning, you seem to be almost going back on what you're saying with a clarification. Are you now accepting the fact that you did, in fact, breach the procurement guidelines?
As minister leading the procurement, that was a breach or not. My position is very simple. I'm justifying my position while basically paying respect to the AG's department and her for her job that she does, because I do not wish to become in a controversial position with any agency of government.
So just to follow up, is that yes, you accept that you breached the procurement guidelines?
I accept fully what was said by the AG in relation to me getting involved in the procurement.
Minister Daryl Vaz, as he rejected the Auditor General's report stating that he breached procurement rules when Starlink devices were bought after Hurricane Melissa.
Mr. Vaz also labeled some of the Auditor General's findings as uninformed and grossly inaccurate.
Now, the parliamentary opposition has, however, raised serious concerns and called for full disclosure.
Here's Andrea Chisholm with the details.
Telecommunications Minister Daryl Vaz.
I make no apology whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I go further. In circumstances such as these, if I had to do it again, I would do it again.
The reference is to the Auditor General's report, which showed that the minister breached Section 20 of the Public Procurement Act when he initiated the purchase of 200 Starlink devices for roughly $12 million. The Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management (ODPEM) was later told to pay for them. Vaz initiated the purchase of the Starlink devices as co-chair of the Relief and Recovery Oversight Committee to address recovery efforts due to Hurricane Melissa. But the Auditor General pointed out that only the accountable officer or head of entity is legally empowered to initiate the procurement, and there is no provision in law for the minister to select suppliers or give directives to ODPEM for payments. Additionally, the Starlink devices were delivered to the Office of the Police Commissioner on November 14, 2025. Formal approval was not granted by the Director General of ODPEM until November 20. But for Mr. Vaz, he did not breach procurement rules, and he described some of the Auditor General's findings as uninformed and grossly inaccurate. He said his actions were in keeping with the guidance note on the acquisition of goods and services during an emergency, which was issued by the Office of Public Procurement Policy. Vaz said that he acted quickly to ensure people were connected after Hurricane Melissa, and the requirements for employing emergency procurement procedures were satisfied. In the meantime, the opposition PNP says the matter underscores growing questions about transparency, accountability, and the management of public resources.
I wish to point out further that the issue is complicated by the minister's own public statements. On November 1, 2025, Minister Vaz announced that Jamaica had received 700 Starlink units as a donation in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa, presenting the devices as emergency support for national connectivity. Jamaicans are entitled to clear and consistent answers. If 700 Starlink units were declared as a donation, the public must now be told why a subsequent purchase has been made and now been flagged by the Auditor General.
In response to the opposition statement, I simply say to Philip Paulwell, the leader of the opposition, all members of parliament in the affected areas, both opposition and government, plus mayors and councillors on both sides, were recipients of Starlink to allow them to be able to better communicate with the responding agencies and their constituents. So I'm not quite sure what they are complaining about.
And
let me take time out just to indicate that there was an unfortunate post yesterday by a musician indicating that there were some wrongdoings in relation to the cargo that came for relief. While I welcome all efforts and attempts for persons to help in small, medium, and large ways, fact of the matter is that we must have an accountable system. And I want to publicly state today, without fear of contradiction, that I did an overnight investigation, including cameras and including the custom broker who handled the shipment. And I want to make it very clear that the shipment left the airport intact as it came, fully wrapped, and everything that was there left the airport in the custody of the charitable organization. It went to a warehouse in Spanish Town, which the government has no involvement in whatsoever. So as far as what we did in terms of making sure that the goods that were meant for the people, the poor suffering people, were delivered. And I want to thank all of the airport staff that continue to work so tirelessly under the worst strain and pressure to make sure that we manage all of these cargo flights in a smooth and efficient manner. I am the first one to say that it's not perfect because we are now overburdened with more flights than we normally expect. However, we are doing our best, and I'm going to ask for everybody to please just do what you are doing and do so in the best interest of the people of Jamaica, and do not cause mischief or nuisance, because I will be there to defend the government as long as it is on the seaside or the port side.
Particularly rural school transportation. That school bus system was a political gimmick. We cannot be buying new trucks to transport garbage, and we're buying 15-year-old buses to transport our most precious cargo, our children. That was just an opportunity for somebody to eat our food. Let us be clear about that. It was.
Hi guys, welcome back once again to my YouTube channel. I really hope you're doing fine, and before I continue, I will humbly request to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share this video. Okay guys, in today's clip it's all about, we want to talk about Daryl, a Jamaican politician and a current cabinet minister. He has been a member of parliament for Portland Western constituency, and he has served in various minister roles, most recently as Minister of Science, Energy, Telecommunication and Transport, and he has been involved in a very serious corruption scandal that has been exposed. Kindly watch this clip till the end, and then I'll be back with more comments.
Daryl Vaz just put the icing on the cake how disingenuous, duplicitous and incompetent Jamaican politicians are, and Jamaica at large, because Jamaica honestly now run under no good management. Yes, nepotism and corruption are the main catalyst why eat Jamaica alive, honestly. So the other day, Buju Banton come out and say them thief him some of them customs, him hurricane relief stuff that he shipped to Jamaica, them thief them. Daryl Vaz run out and come and say he did thorough checks and investigation, and Buju Banton's allegations is not real, it's fabricated. And now Buju Banton come out with him receipt and all his evidence for showcase say yes, my stuff was actually stolen. Daryl Vaz, how you feel about this now? How you feel about this? Jamaica is actually and really not a true place or a real place. Because what? Oh, you, as a prominent member of parliament and supposed to have all say in the ministry. Honestly, I don't know what Daryl Vaz stand for. Because guess what? From me always I hear the name Daryl Vaz, a MP for Portland, it's always something with corruption. Always corruption related. People always have some allegations that say Daryl Vaz is at the center of nepotism and corruption in Jamaica's government. Daryl Vaz. Like, you just showcase to the general public and the world how duplicitous, disingenuous, and incompetent Jamaican system really is. Honestly, when I stop shame Jamaica, Jamaica have to cry. Always a cry, always a bleed, because the UNO are the root of all the evil we have in our country, the politicians. Yeah, Daryl Vaz.
Total change in policy to the position leading up to the general election last year. Transport Minister Daryl Vaz gave an update earlier today at a press conference.
Here is the better news. It will be 100 new school buses. So we are moving from the used school buses, purpose-built, we're able to come out of that meeting and go to cabinet to get an approval to loan the JPS $150 million immediately, on the basis that that money would be used singularly for an advanced restoration, taking us from April or May next year to January to February 2026, which means that we'll be saving 3 to 4 months, 3 to 4 months on restoration.
A few moments later,
We here at JPS are acutely aware of the approximately 17,000 customers who remain without power. And our target to have access to the grid between March and April of 2026.
Well, I know to rascal how this something them want top talk on a pussy blood clot foolishness. Before we start angling blood clot machine gun them, we shoot at them bomb of blood.
From 2007, we see Mr. Vaz come up here. We don't see him back on this road.
2007?
2007. That time I when him just win. Little before him when him come up here.
Yeah.
And him do a house to house. Never
Yeah.
come at my house, but him come down at the bottom there, below my place, and talk to some people and say him want him X people and give him X.
Yeah.
And now we don't see back Mr. Vaz from that day till today. And this road, this is Martinique. Oh, wait, Jamie, what is this? West Martinique?
Yes.
West Martinique this.
Wow.
We don't see back Mr. Vaz on this road.
But
So,
this
me
used
don't
to be
like
a
him.
road when I was councillor. Over Buffalo Valley there, so.
Yes,
Carriage, me used to drive through here, so. And come a Bybrook.
of course.
So what is really this now? What has happened?
Well,
Show the road. What is this?
I go we are driving a spring course. If on a way, sometimes clear the road, get it burn out sometime, and you know, do a little water digging at the side as the water can follow the gutter.
Yeah.
We don't have no MP, we don't have no councillor
So quick question
right
for
now on
you.
this road.
When coffee come in, come see the coffee tree, I see the coffee farm, nice, clean, well cared for.
Yes.
When coffee, you box up your coffee now, or should I say bag it up, to carry it down to the how you get it down?
We have to either edit, or if we have a little motorbike, or we can find a man
Put it on your
with a
head.
full drive, right?
Yeah.
That's the way. No car, not even a car can come up this side. The last time my lady see her down there, so, she come in about 2 weeks, she come from America. And we have to lift suitcase from down at the bottom come up. You know
Wow.
that, you know how disgraceful that is?
Yeah.
Kind it's a night flight she have come in. So we have to lift it on our head. So. But I don't know, Mr. Vaz, you know do nothing. Nothing you know do on this side. I can't tell you that public, nothing. You have to leave this side. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense you're there. You want to see what you are doing. You not do nothing. You not do nothing. When PMP was in power, this road, good road, car drive through it, people stop taxi, go through the hill, go to Buff Bay. And since you take over, we don't see what you do.
That's what, 18 years of neglect?
Yeah, nothing.
It's 18 years cause this
Yeah,
now?
18 years, nothing. When PMP was in power, this road was very good, solid road. Solid. See it there? See me gate there? That is a street light up there. And a PMP give me that street light. PMP put that street light right there. They ask the street light, they're tired. We say see the road there, we say we need light on the road. Nobody. Water, then stop the water down on the road. No water. We have to add water, come up this hill. So what kind of MP we have? I don't know.
Time
But
come.
the time come and you have to move, man. It don't make no sense.
I said to them vote for him before.
I vote
And
for Mr.
help him.
Vaz, of course. I run back on Mr. Kelly. Straight. On one side of there back on Mr. Kelly. When Mr. Kelly was in power. And we don't see what them do. Nothing. We need a changes, man. Yeah, man. Miss Campbell, you need to come in. We need a changes. Mr. Vaz, you need to go. Big man level. Yeah, brother.
Westmoreland was at 18% restoration. That was the middle of December. We are now at the middle of January, and we are now at 49%.
Mr. Speaker, there is not one customer of JPS in Eastern Westmoreland that is currently with electricity. What? Not one. Of the 17,000 persons, customers in Westmoreland that are currently without electricity, over 10,000 of them are from Eastern Westmoreland. Approximately 60% of them are from Eastern Westmoreland. They say the substation is paradise to come so you can service Darliston and Betheltown and other areas up in the hill. And then from Magati so you can service White House and other areas down on the flat. They have a proposal to do that restoration. But as of today, there is no customer in Eastern Westmoreland with electricity supplied by the JPS. None. Not one. Not one single solitary one. One dege, none.
Withdraw and apologize for the bad information that I was given to send on to the country. That's how I operate.
So them use taxpayer money and give JPS, then JPS repay that by charging the same people them more higher electricity bills. Now, Energy Minister Daryl Vaz announced that Cabinet has approved US $150 million loan to JPS to speed up national power restoration after Hurricane Melissa. Now, the thing is that JPS says it cannot restore power before April and around May 2026 without financing. They request a 15-year extension of their license expiring in 2027 to secure loans abroad. Now, the government refused to extend the license. Now, Daryl Vaz said that granting an early extension would break the government's commitment to Jamaicans that JPS would not automatically be renewed under the old terms. Now, Daryl Vaz said PNP is wicked and evil, but if taxpayers lend JPS the money, right, the US $150 million, and JPS recovers that money from taxpayers through electricity bill, isn't that the real wicked and evil? This is what Minister Vaz had to say.
I indicate very clearly for all of Jamaica to hear. The meeting that we had yesterday morning, where the Minister of Finance and the Financial Secretary was there, we ironed out a way forward, realizing the seriousness and the time-sensitive nature of this response. So the first answer to your question is that this government is prepared on behalf of the people of Jamaica to release the $150 million in whatever tranches are required as quickly as possible to get the restoration going. And that's the difference between a caring government and somebody who has a financial background. The people want light. Okay? So let me just make that clear. Let me repeat. The member is saying that his position is that he would not release the $150 million unless he knew where the $200 million was coming from. That's what he said. That's what he said. That's what he said. Hansard is there. Hansard is there. Hansard is there. Hansard is there. And I am telling you,
Minister, please.
Let me just say it again. Based on the meeting that took place yesterday, this one, latest malicious, spurious allegation, has to do not only with me, but with my children. And that's where I draw the line.
Daryl Vaz rejecting accusations on social media linking him to the sale of a building previously occupied by Stocks and Securities Limited SSL. According to Mr. Vaz, prominent businessman Christopher Borman bought the building from SSL in 2013 and leased it back to SSL, which was already using the building. Borman is the father of Mr. Vaz's daughter-in-law.
He transferred it in 2023. The property to his 2 children, which includes my daughter-in-law. And all of a sudden, I have been brought involved to say that I am involved on the basis of transferring SSL property to my children. How low can you get?
Mr. Vaz adds the transaction was handled by a law firm affiliated with the PNP president and opposition leader Mark Golding.
My call today is simply now. Let us see who the true Mark Golding is. He would have full understanding and evidence of the transaction, and therefore, as a senior partner, he must come out and tell Jamaica the situation as it relates to the transaction that his law firm handled in 2023. Whether it was legitimate or not, whether Daryl Vaz or any of his family members were involved or not, and put all of the cards on the table so that this doesn't spiral out of control as all the other allegations surrounding SSL has.
The issue has also taken on a political tone, as Isat Buchanan, an attorney and PNP candidate for East Portland, was seen in the video when the allegations were made.
How did this information get out there? And for what reason is it being used? Where did it surface? It surfaced on a well-known PNP blogger's YouTube channel, who has been seen campaigning with the now candidate against my wife in recent months. And the question is whether or not this is not orchestrated politically for political cheap points.
Mr. Vaz has also threatened legal action against those who put out the misleading information if it's not retracted. SSL has been under heightened scrutiny since a $30 million fraud was made public in 2023. About 200 clients were impacted, including Sprint icon Usain Bolt through his company Wellgen Limited. The investigation is still ongoing.
So me have some question me want ask the Starlink grabber, Daryl Vaz. Uno get 700 Starlink the other day, free of cost, donated to Jamaica from the United States. Where are these Starlink? Alright, you say PNP get them, JLP get them. How did you come about the other 200 Starlink, Daryl? Because the Auditor General reporter said the 200 devices that was initiated by you and not by the Director General of ADPEM. Why you left your ministry and go over ADPEM, go bad up the man and tell him to bring in 200 extra Starlink? That not right, Daryl Vaz. That is breaching the Procurement Act. You need to be charged, Daryl Vaz. Look at what the report said. Only the head of the entity is legally empowered to initiate procurement, and there is no provision under the Act that will approve or initiate or give any directive to ADPEM. So how Daryl gone over ADPEM, gone break the law and tell the director for ADPEM for bring in 200 Starlink? That is wrong. You need to be charged, Daryl Vaz. That no right to Jamaica. And when you read the article, it tells you that when the 200 Starlink arrive in the country, the police commissioner was the one who have them under station guard. Up to now, people can give account for the 200 under station guard. So it is clear if Daryl Vaz breached the procurement, the Public Procurements Act, and bringing them a Starlink, and the police commissioner accept these goods that would have broken the Public Procurement Act. Only say about Daryl and the police commissioner figure prison. Tell me, Jamaica, what you think? Look how much school no have no internet. You have police station in a Westmoreland, no have no internet. People can't communicate properly. And you have these Starlink under station guard. And that mean never the people no send them come here for then. It means Daryl bring them come here if sell them or something. Make me know Jamaica. Why the corruption turn up saying at the Jamaica Labour Party?
Hi guys, welcome back once again. I really hope you watched the full clip. And Daryl, as we all know, is the most corrupted minister in Jamaica. He's destroying Jamaica. He's destroying Holiness administration. And funny thing is that the PM of Jamaica, Andrew Holiness, knows that, but he can't touch him. And all the entire Jamaica all knows that Daryl Vaz is the most corrupted minister in Jamaica, but the PM of Jamaica knows that, but he can't touch him simply because he knows Andrew Holness' deepest secrets, and if provoked, he will not be afraid to talk. And this is the reason why the PM of Jamaica is just there watching what Daryl does, what Daryl Vaz does. And a lot of Jamaicans are also so much furious because we all know whenever we elect these ministers, our aim is that to make the country to develop. We've all seen how they're talking about the school buses scandal, whereby Daryl Vazil went ahead and they bought the new second-hand buses, and the government of Jamaica was in a position to buy the new ones. He haven't talked about that. We have all seen how they have been talking about roads in Jamaica. His aim, or he had a project to build good roads in Jamaica, simply because this minister role, he was recently as Minister of Science, Energy, Telecommunication and Transport. And there's no anywhere where by Jamaica that really came out and said that he really built maybe good roads. No. He's still making the Jamaican government system to be so corrupt, and he's killing Jamaica because of how it's so much corrupt. And we all know that this Daryl Vaz, he has been in Jamaica politics since 1980s, and he had held government posts since the Jamaican Labour Party (JLP) returned to power. Vaz also come from a political family. His father Douglas Vaz was also a Jamaican minister, and maybe this is the reason why he decided to be a minister. And the reason why a lot of people are saying that he is the most corrupt or has been involved in a lot of corruption scandals is because Vaz corrupt or ethnic question for several reasons, some based on formal charges of investigation and some based on public debate or political criticism. Important, being controversial doesn't always mean someone has been convicted of. And in 2012, you have all seen he was also charged with a corruption case. Vaz was once charged under anti-corrupt law related to a police bribery matter in 2012, where it was alleged he tried to influence a police case involving a friend. He stepped down as a shadow minister over the charges, but later freed when the court did not continue the case. Yeah, and this really shows you of how some Jamaican court, they are not serious, because they could be serious with this case. Maybe this person will file with some mistake, and this illegal outcome, he was not convicted and the charges were dropped. Another thing, in the early 2000s, there was a tainted money scandal involving campaign financing, where another senior party figure questioned the legitimacy of funds in campaign was managed. It was controversial politically but didn't lead to legal finding against him. Another cases where the government or the Jamaican court didn't took it seriously. Dual citizenship attention. Vaz announced his US citizenship years ago so he could continue in Jamaican politics. That issue sparked public and legal debate at the time, but was resolved again. And there was discussion in the media and political around the US visa status in past years, with some critics suggesting negative implication. Vaz has defended himself and taken legal steps if people make what he calls unfounded accusation. Another scandal is that in 2025 and 2026, opposition parties and commentators have criticized Vaz for comment or action they say were irresponsible or politically dangerous. These critics are part of political disagreement and not criminal finding. And he was also found in another corruption cases, and this person a lot of people are really saying that he's killing the Jamaican government by the way he's so corrupt. And funny thing is that the Jamaican PM knows that Daryl Vaz is the most corrupt minister in Jamaica, but he can't do anything to him. He can't arrest him. He can't take him to court so that at least they can charge him. And you have all seen there was another scandal, and the way he just get free, it's in a mysterious way. And a lot of people or a lot of Jamaicans that are saying that it's really high time the government of Jamaica to arrest those most corrupt leaders in our system, because we all know, yes, corruption is it's not a new thing to all the kind. Corruption is several, but the way these ministers they are treating us, the way these ministers are wasting our resources, it's kind of alerting, and we really need to arrest them. We really need to re-elect another ministers, because there's no way we can continue like this. Our local people will continue to suffer. Look at how our roads are doing, and this is the Minister of Transport. Look at how we have bad roads. He came out and scammed the government almost like billions of money, because he went ahead and bought second-hand school buses instead of buying the new ones. These most corrupt leaders, the leaders, they are liars. They should be arrested and detained so that at least they can get charged for their own consequences. So guys, let me know what you think in the comment section, and if it was the first time I come across my video, kindly I request please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to share these videos and comment. Thank you so much for your time. God bless you. One love.